Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Chef Alicia, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make the seared shrimp salad with mango and avocado. Let's rock it out. I'm starting off here with 1 clove of garlic, and I like to go over my garlic first with the back of my knife just to kind of break it down, and then I go over it with the sharp side. This will really give you a fast mince. This is going to go into my bowl right over here, and next I'm going to cut up my shallot. So I'm just going to remove the end so that it is easier to peel, and then I only want about 1/2 teaspoon to a teaspoon of shallot here, so I just need a tiny little bit, which I'm going to go over again with my knife, and into the bowl it goes. What I'm working on here is the vinaigrette for my salad. So for the acid in my vinaigrette, I'm going to be using 1 teaspoon-ish of lemon juice. Let's say between 1 and 2, but let's give the measurement of 1. At this point, I decided that I want to go ahead and move this into a smaller container, so I did. In there, I'm adding 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and this is when you want to use your good olive oil so that you have a really nice flavor in there. The ratio, if you're doing a vinaigrette, is 3 to 1 acid to oil. So I have my 1 teaspoon of acid, which is the lemon juice, and 3 teaspoons, which is 1 tablespoon of my oil. I'm also adding in a pinch of sugar here, and I added in a bit of kosher salt and pepper. I'm going to give that a little swirl and a little stir, and then I'm going to taste it just to make sure I don't need to make any adjustments. I'm good to go, so that goes over to the side. Here I have a red onion, and I'm just going to do a super thin slice of it, and then I want to go over it with my knife to kind of do a little bit of a dice. I do like to add these into water just to kind of back the flavor off so that they don't overpower everything else in the salad. Those are going to soak for 5 minutes or so while I peel my mango. For me, a vegetable peeler works best to do this, but I know a lot of you like to use a paring knife. Totally fine. Use what you are comfortable with. Once you're finished removing the peel, it's going to be time to get some slices from this mango. It does have kind of a flat, long pit right in the middle of it, so you just cut from one side and then from the other. I'm going to be removing the kind of roundy edges because I want to have like perfectly square little dice since it's going into a salad and you're really going to be able to see the mango. So I'm just taking off, like I said, the little round pieces. I'm definitely going to be eating them. Don't worry, they're not going to waste. But I'm going to set the rest of it over to the side, and here is my perfect little dice. It's going to go back over here with the rest of my salad toppings onto my avocado. The easiest way I find to cut these is just to put them on your cutting board and kind of push down and roll the avocado with your knife. Twist it, take it apart, and then to peel it, just take your thumb, kind of get underneath that skin a little bit, and you should be able to just kind of grab a hold of it and peel the rest of the peel off like so. Ta-da! The next thing that I want to do is slice up my avocado into kind of thin little slices. Look, that guy came out too thick. I'm going to go back over that. Okay, lovely. I'm going to set this over to the side and move on to my shrimp. So I did pat these shrimp dry with a paper towel before adding on my kosher salt here. I'm also adding on some freshly ground black pepper, and then not only for flavor but also for color, I'm going to add on some of this paprika, and this is a Hungarian paprika. It is absolutely lovely on these. It's got a little bit of a sweetness to it, and it doesn't have the bitter flavor that some of them have. I'm going to flip these guys over and do the same thing to the other side, and I will be putting that little tail tip back on before I saute them so that I have it there for my presentation. Once I get both sides seasoned, I'm ready to put them onto my grill pan, or if you happen to have your real grill fired up, man, that's kind of hard to say, real grill fired up, go ahead and put them on there. I'm using the 1620 jumbo shrimp, so they take anywhere from 1.5 to 2 minutes on each side. Be sure that you do not overcook your shrimp because it gets kind of rubbery and gets, like a terrible texture. So watch your shrimp closely and pull them off as soon as they are done. Now we're ready to plate up our salad. And here I have my spring mix, and I'm pouring the vinaigrette along the edges of the bowl, never directly on top of your lettuce, because you end up with one piece of lettuce kind of covered and then it ends up wilting down and nobody else gets any vinaigrette. So if you pour along the side of your bowl, that's really going to help you to evenly distribute your vinaigrette as you're kind of stirring it around inside of the bowl. The other thing I definitely do not do when I have a really nice looking salad is I don't put my lettuce onto the plate and then pour the dressing on top. You want to have each leaf dressed. So this is the best way to do it, and it's actually what I learned how to do in restaurants, so it's the way that I always do it. You can also throw a little pinch of kosher salt and some black pepper in there if you want to. I didn't this time, which is fine too. Next, I'm adding on my shrimp, and I was kind of debating of how I wanted to put them on here, and kind of started out by putting them all the way around, but then I decided I didn't like that, so I moved them all into a nice happy little pile so they could all be friends. This is called furikake, and you can get this in any Asian market if you happen to have one. You can also get it on Amazon, and I'll look for a link. It's a mixture of black sesame seeds, salt, and little tiny bits of seaweed, and it just brings a really nice color to the salad.